Everyone, this is Rod. Today I want to talk to you about how to set goals that you can control. This came up last night. I was talking to my daughter. She was setting her goals and she was a little hard on herself in this process of setting her goals. So I was trying to share with her my process of setting goals. And the way I set goals is I set goals that I can control. There was a couple months ago I did this video which is called Set Goals, do your goals to create hope. And the gist of that video was that when you set goals for yourself, you create hope. It gives you direction. This is like a part two to that, give you a little bit more details how to set goal. But what I was telling my daughter is that, and I'll use myself as an example, but the key to setting goals is you got to set goals that you can control. So one of the things, I've told people this before, that I like to write, and as I'm getting older, I get more serious about this writing. So right now I'm on my third book. I'm writing my third book at this moment. But I meet people all the time who they talk about that they like to write and they're writing books, but they never finish their books. And one of the reasons why they don't finish their books is I think they set a goal that's not controllable, or they kind of get discouraged before they get started. I heard interesting statistics. I don't know if I got the statistics right, but it's a pretty high statistic, which is I think it's like 98% of people who sit down to write books and never finish it. And I think that's just amazing. And like I said, one of the reasons is that to write a book, where you write fiction and nonfiction, to write a book, and I've written both, is that it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming to write a book. So you have to narrow it down to a controllable aspect so that you can do it. It makes it so much easier. So I'm going to give you some examples I was telling my daughter last night. For example, I would love my books to be bestsellers. I would just love it. None of my books are bestsellers, but I would love for my book to be a bestseller. But even so, is that a controllable aspect of a goal or a non-controllable aspect? It's a non-controllable aspect because I don't have control if my book's going to be a bestseller or not. I would love for it to be a bestseller, but I don't have control. I would love for a big name publisher pick me up and offer me a multi-million-dollar deal. Is that a controllable aspect for a goal or a non-controllable aspect? It's a non-controllable aspect. I can't control if a publisher is going to pick me up or offer me a multi-million-dollar deal, or even know I exist. You see what I'm saying? So these are non-controllable aspects. You can visualize, you can dream about it, you can see yourself in those situations, but you can't make that a goal. And I'll talk about visualization in another video that I'm thinking about doing. So what are controllable aspects of me writing this third book that I'm working on? So a controllable aspect is me setting a specific time period where I'm going to sit down. So right now I write on this book 5 days a week. I do it 4 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning before I go to work. And I do it 5 days a week. That's a controllable aspect. I can do that. I can control if I do that. What if I don't do that? What does that mean? That means it's on me. That means I'm at fault. If I can't sit down 5 days a week, that's on me, but it's controllable. I can do it. Another controllable aspect is I could even go further. Like some writers, they sit down, they say, I'm going to write 3 to 5 pages a day. That's a controllable aspect. See, these are things that you control until you finish the project. So I was telling my daughter that, when she does her goals, you've got to set your goals in a controllable way. Because when you don't set your goals in a controllable way, what happens is you set yourself up for failure. So for example, if I set myself up to write this bestseller, and that's my goal, I'm just going to write a bestseller, well, and then that doesn't happen, then what happens, I become discouraged. Right? I still had success, I wrote a book, but I don't look at a success. I didn't get a bestseller, or a publisher didn't pick me up. So I'm discouraged. But worse is that you set that so high for yourself. I want to be a bestseller, or I want to get this multi-million-dollar deal. You set it so high for yourself that you don't even finish the project. Because deep down you know that that's most likely not going to happen. So you don't finish. You're afraid of failure at this point. That's the worst thing can happen. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They just don't finish it. They set these high hopes for themselves. They just don't finish it. So that's basically all I have to say. I just want, like when you're setting goals for yourself, like I was telling my daughter, when you're setting goals for yourself, just make it controllable, measurable, controllable, so that you can lead up to at least finishing a project. Who's to say? Maybe one day my books will be a bestseller. I don't know, but I can't control that. But what I can do is control me finishing a book. So that's basically all I have to say. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.